Many of us are familiar to the ladies and gentlemen who serve us food in our small restaurants in some corner somewhere. Now, the challenge to many people that actually operate in this space is that they fail to transition from that to actually building brands around what they do. Now, our entrepreneur this week has managed to actually beat that challenge. Here's the story.
You don't have to have a lot of capital. Even with the small capital, you can start. With food, you can start by cooking for 3 people. That will graduate to 5, it will later get to 10. Just have that zeal. Don't give up, keep moving. I started from a small place, cooking for a few people, and that is how it grew. We always have a problem with starting. I'll start tomorrow, but doesn't it require this? You'll ask around 10 people. It is you have the will, start, and that is it. So I'm here to encourage you to please, whatever it is you have, whatever it is you see, whatever it is you feel, however small, start. It may not be food, it may be selling clothes. Start with 3 clothes. Start with the capital around you and it will grow, and you'll even be so surprised. The market, just like anything else, it is tough. It gets tough. But I'll go back to the business aspects. With business, say mine, you don't have to be glued to one thing. I'll sit here, wait for customers whose appointments I didn't make and wait for them to come and ask for food. So you will know how are other people into the food business getting money. I'll go and cook food outside here. How are other people making money? There are people who go and deliver food in offices. So you go on beeping into anything around food, and eventually you hit that point where you have that daily income, not from what you initially thought, like selling food in a restaurant. You get money from deliveries, you'll get money from outside catering, you'll get money by moving areas where you know people will want food. Some of my principles, what were my principles, especially in the beginning? I gave it my all. I treated it as a baby that had just been born. The attention, the care, the love that you give to your baby are the roots that help this business to strengthen up later. It is actually like a foundation. Give it your time, give it your all. I would wake up and drop my children to school and dress up with an apron and a cape and enter my kitchen for 2 years. That is all I did. I don't do it anymore, not as often as I used to. But I mean, give it your all in the beginning. Even if it is clothes, go to where they are found, go to where they are shopped, follow up, you know. You give it your all, especially in the beginning. When it is still a baby, you see it grow. It is my office. It is my identity. I accord it all the respect. Me, I would stand, even if it is another talk about anything else, I would say, Banange, it is me, Sarah Sedeko, I don't want you to see me as a person who cooks that plate of food of 50,000. I also cook katogo of 3,000. So I am proud. If you enter this business thinking people will give you the respect you deserve, sorry. It is only recently and a few people who think people who do food matter or even went to school, they will treat you like you're just nothing. Those food people, you know, someone will toss you around and diss you around, and if you're this kind of people who get so discouraged, you'd get out of this business. Because people don't think we even matter. It is after they have had their food that they think you had a role to play at a particular function.
Failing to service alone can be because of reasons that are within our control, but at times there are reasons outside our control. Now, today, we pay special attention to the reasons within your control that can make you actually become a bad borrower.
Some borrowers make mistakes when they are taking loans. You take a loan, then you don't use it for intended purpose. For instance, I take a loan for a business, I divert some funds and go to make some parties. Yet I expect money from the business to pay for the loan. So it means at a certain point, a business will be strained to pay back this loan. At a certain moment, a business will not be able to support this loan that you took because the money that you got was not invested in the business. So, but when you get the money and invest it in the business very well, the business will be able to pay back the loan. However, mistakes, some small hiccups that the business may face, it may pay it, the loan with struggles, but definitely the loan will be serviced because the loan was used for intended purposes. Some people get money out of excitement, maybe because a certain bank or a certain money lender is willing to give without considering where the money is going to come from. So they take money, at the end of it all, at the time of payment comes, they are not able to pay because their sources of income cannot support a certain loan amount of money they took from that financial institution. So when you are taking a loan, you have to look at your sources of income, whether the sources of income are enough to support the loan you are taking from a certain financial institution. Then you have to divert funds. Diversification of funds always make people to regret why they took the loans. Like I said earlier, when you take a loan, purposely use it for intended purpose. Don't divert it for other purposes. Otherwise, you regret at the time of payment that the loan was not used for its intended purpose.
Now, if you've noticed, there's been a trend, especially in Kampala and its suburbs, of motorbike riders, or what we call border borders, transitioning from the petrol or the fossil fuel driven ones to e-bikes. We track this transition.
Our border can go up to 150 kilometers on a single charge. So in Uganda, we are assembling the border, manufacturing the battery and producing the battery swapping stations that are across the country for swapping batteries. We employ over 400 people, 200 in manufacturing, 200 in all these locations across the country where people can go. So the product is green. It's an electric bike that uses no fuel. The first reason and the main reason for many borders in Uganda is the price. And when I say the price, I mean the price of the energy. Uganda is a country that produces electricity. So for instance, a liter of fuel that can take you approximately 30-35 kilometers is about 5,500 shillings. In electricity, that same kilowatt hour of energy costs 2,800 shillings. So you can already see the big difference. The longer the distance you ride, the more savings you see. And we know that today in our country, this is one way that people get financial inclusion and have better livelihoods by riding an electric bike. There are a few other reasons also. There's also comfort. These bikes don't vibrate as much as fuel bikes, and our riders have given us that feedback that it's much more comfortable than shaking all day. So that's one of the other things. And last but not least is definitely the environment. We're full of fumes all over Kampala, all over the country. This is a green solution. Even the electricity that's being consumed is green from the Owen Falls Dam, not too far from here, right? So this is not electricity that has been produced through charcoal or something like that. So those are the three main reasons. But reason number one for our customers is that they can make more money using this bike. So of course, the first challenge with any new technology or product is sensitization or education. E-mobility is new. So there's that challenge where the perception is the fuel bike is faster, stronger. This bike is too expensive to buy even. No one knows the price, but they would say it's fast. So there's that sensitization challenge. We do also have a challenge of electricity around our country that we know. A lot of the country is covered by electricity, but poles falling, unstable power. This causes challenges in the most remote areas, and most border riders, yes, they have their village they want to go to in Christmas to visit their family, and then they can't go there, and we can't put a station because if there's no power. So sometimes we have an issue of power in certain areas.
That's all we had for you on this week's edition of Money and Market. Thank you for being part of the show. Now, from me and team, as usual, we'd like to engage you and encourage you to be part of the discussion. We have a lot happening on our digital channels, so be party to this, because like we say, business never sleeps. We are always doing business. It's a going concern. So let's have the conversation going. Now, from me and team, I would like to wish you a very good evening. God bless.